Let's start with a small story. I was reading, in one of the book on holistic healing, a nice case of a Ray. He was a very famous modern medicine doctor, and he was a modern medicine Ray of Light. No, no, it's a name of the doctor. Is Ray? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now he was admitted into in 1979 in prestigious Chestnut Lodge Psychiatric Hospital, one of the leading hospital of that time. Once a charismatic albeit overworked physician, Ray had descended into a deep depression after, especially when his ex-wife and children moved to another country. And at the hospital, he would walk almost 18 miles a day, thinking about the professional downfall and why depression. Yeah. In the hospital, they gave him traditional psychoanalysis therapy, a therapy which is pioneered by Sigmund Freud, focus on unearthing the subconscious desire, fear, conflict, and resolve them. What they call talking cure. Yeah. But the Ray depression proved persistent. With no change, his mother admitted him into the Silver Hill Clinic in Connecticut, and he took radical treatment of newly available antidepressant medicine. In a way, chemical medicine which just came up at that time. And the result was, yeah, and he was given combination of drug called thorazine and Elavil, that time's antidepressant. He rapidly improved. His sense of humor and creativity came back, and he became an eager student of a newly biological model of mental illness. And he was convinced that the depression has simply been a chemical imbalance, that the antidepressants were able to correct it. Hmm? He sued the Chestnut Lodge for failing to, properly treat him with the drugs. Of course, this was the case which shook the whole field of psychiatry. It was a shockwave in whole psychiatry, because by that time they were doing talking cures. It pitted the old psychoanalysis who embraced the talk therapy against the new biological psychiatrists who embraced the drug intervention. And the Ray's lawsuit became a referendum on the way to cure mental anguish, through insight or medication. And that was the question, that should they do deep understanding and holistic healing or just the medication. And finally, of course, this case was settled with $350,000. Now, interesting thing, did he got cured completely? Yeah,
Нет, не вылечили.
exactly. So Ray's career and family relation remained strained. He spent decades of revising a memoir of his experience, unable to craft a peaceful resolution to his story. Ray still felt rootless and alone, writing poignantly near to end of his life. Am I really this? Am I not this? What am I? And until the end, he just could not decide anything. Depression may be better, but holistically, he just could not put everything together or solve his personal, professional life. And that's what it is, that Ray's unresolved search for the self-understanding shows the limitation of both the psychodynamic and the biochemical model in explaining the complexity of a human suffering, where the mental illness is neither merely mental or purely physical. And that's where the role, the science like us, where we look at the part and we look at the whole. Like Watson, we look at the part and the single characteristic, and like Sherlock Holmes, we look at the whole picture. And combination of two is what is needed in this kind of treatment, what we call multidimensional, integrative module. That's what I'm trying to tell you all about. Just the one or looking at the part is not enough. Yeah. Okay.